Alright, hello once again, Chef Scott of Rankin Technical College. And as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD1111 class for the fall 2020 semester at Rankin, I've been going through a series of video presentations based on the textbook we're using for the class. That textbook being Get Programming with Node.js by Jonathan Wexler, a Manning publication. And I'm into Unit 2, and I'm about halfway into Chapter 8. And we left off on page 91, where we're going to start talking about something called NodeMon. Now the problem is, if I come in here, okay, and I come into my file, in fact, I guess I shouldn't have closed that, but I did. So if I come in here and I open up the file that we have right here, our index file, you've already seen this, okay? And let's just assume I want to say, I want to change this to 2 sentences. So I want to say the express.js server has started, period. It is listing on port number, like that, okay? So I come in here and I save. And if I come back to where I just was, in other words, if I come back in here, it doesn't show a change. And if I come back here where I was running this and I refresh, it doesn't show a change. Because what I have to do in order to actually show that change is to get out of this. Again, the easiest way is a Control D. Alright, and then run it again. Now when I run it again, it says the same thing as before, except notice now it is listing on port number. Alright, and what won't change then when I come back is I didn't change anything in my hello universe. Alright, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that, but it can become kind of cumbersome to kind of keep starting and stopping. So we can use something that's called NodeMon. Alright, it says the more changes you apply to your application, the more tedious this task becomes. That's why the author recommends installing the NodeMon package. You can use this package to start your application the first time and automatically restart it when the application files change. To install this globally, we're going to put in npm I for install. We could use the word install too. NodeMon G. Okay. Now it says we can also do this as a developer dependency, which a lot of times people do as well. Alright. In fact, let's do it that way, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about why you might want to do it that way. So I'm going to come back to here, and let's stop our run. It's clear. And now let's bring this in and take a look at it. Oops. Well, that's interesting. It's not what this is doing here. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, it added 118 packages. That wasn't good. Oh, there it is. It took it there. Well, let's learn how to uninstall because I goofed up. Let's see. I think you use uninstall, but I'm not positive. This is what let's look at what I wanted to do. How's that? Okay. So let's get rid of this. I'll notice that. See that somehow this got totally hosed up. I'm going to close this and start it again. Let's take this lemonade and make some lemons out of it. Alright, so let's come over to here And I'm going to take this node.js and I'm just going to copy it. All right, now I'm going to get rid of this. All right, so I'm going back to my Express example. Oops. And it's gone. All right, and let's go back and recreate it. So make dir express example cd to express example. All right, and then let's grab that node.js. Let's copy it back into there. And let's open it up. Okay, so we got pretty much back what we had before. That it started and it's listing on this port. Okay, and I don't need any other blanks, so that's good. Let's save this. All right, now let's go in and let's add nodemon, but let's add it the way that the author recommended we add it. I think the reason that this got so hosed up was because of the fact that was over multiple lines. All right, so I want npm I nodemon minus save. I don't know if that's minus dev or minus dev, so let's quickly look. Just looks like it's 1. All right, minus dev. Minus dev. All right. There's a reason that I'm going through and showing you this, because there's something I want you to see. Oh, well, you know what? We didn't make our... Okay, this is going to either come up with an error or it's not going to come up with anything. Okay, that's okay. Not a problem. Let's just get rid of the node modules file. Let's get rid of our package lock JSON file. And let's do our npm init again. So npm init. Okay. First time using Express. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Fine. So again, what you see here is we have no dependencies. All right. Then when we came in and we said, let's see, does that have that back here still? There you go. So now when we have npm install express minus save, we previously did not have in here, we did not have, notice there's no folder in here. And then now notice, now that we've got that, now there is a folder in here. There it is. And it's got like 37, it said packages in here. These are things that Express depends on. And you'll notice there's Express, so there it is. But it's got a bunch of other stuff that it depends on. All right, now let's see if we can, let's do this first. Let's go in, we looked at this before, but I want to show this to you twice. You'll notice, we want package.json. We now have Express in there under our dependencies. All right, I'm going to close this. I'm going to come back and I'm going to add nodemon. We're putting it in here as a development dependency. All right, they should work just fine now. It may take a second or so to get going. Okay. All right. So let's clear. Now when we go back in and we look under our Express and we look under our node module, you're going to notice a big difference because now there's a lot more packages. But one of the ones that we just added was NodeMon. All right. Now there's a lot of different ways that we can play with NodeMon and different things we can do with this. All right. But one of the things that we can do with this that's mentioned in our book here is we're going to add this start NodeMon, and ours will be index.js. All right. Then after we do that, in order to run our program, all we'll have to run is npm start, and it will start up our index.js, and it will start up NodeMon automatically. All right, but before we do that, I wanted to show you one other thing, and that is, if I go back into my package.json file, now what you'll notice is I have a dev dependency. When the author did it in the book, the author didn't put it in there with a -dev. So NodeMon rather got put in here. These should be dependencies basically that that you need, for lack of better words, all the time. NodeMon is just something you typically need during actual development. And also, I believe that the caret that you see right here, there's different symbols here that are used in these files. And the caret means use the most up-to-date version of this that you can find. All right, so I'm going to close this. In fact, I shouldn't have. Let's open it up again. Let's change this. We can keep the test in there if we want. All right, then we have to add a comma, and we want in here start. And we want to say in here exactly what they put in the book. NodeMon main.js. Except ours of course is index. So NodeMon index.js. There we go. Save that. Now, as they mention in our text, what we should be able to do then is to go in and start up our project. Okay? All right. So, let's see. Let's go back to here, and let's try npm start. Okay, there you go. It says it's running and it's listening. Now I'm going to go back to my file that we had up before. All right, and this one we won't need, I don't think, anymore, but this one we will. Okay, so you see the change that we've made. And let's change this to hello there universe. How's that? In fact, let's not even make such big changes. Let's just add 2 more exclamation points. So I'm going to save this. Now notice what happens when we go back to here. See how it's changed? It's already reflected without us having to go back and restart the server. All right? And what we should notice is that once we go into here and we refresh, I'm going to refresh in a minute, you should now see 3 of these. And indeed they're there. All right, maybe that took a lot of time to show you, and maybe you don't feel it was worth your time, but I think it was. All right, so what's the difference on the bottom of the page between Express and app contents? All right, app represents most of the application. In other words, the routes we're going to use and the access to other modules. Express represents a wider range of methods, and it's going to represent things that aren't necessarily set up for the application. All right, and that's what they say down here. So, section 8.3. And we will come back with that one. We've got about 4 or 5 more pages. We'll come back with try to finish up the chapter in the next lesson in just a moment.